Said that the materials that we have are mainly basically polymers. So the process of formation of these polymers is what we call polymerization, and it is what we are going to look at in this session. So we want to understand what polymerization is, what are the different types of polymerization, and the examples of polymers according to the type of polymerization. Okay, so that's what you're going to see here. So a polymer is made up of many smaller molecules that we call monomers, and the bigger molecule is the polymer. So the joining of these smaller monomers to form a bigger polymer is what we call polymerization. And we have two types of polymerization, and these two types give us either some smaller molecules that are released as a result of the combination, or in some cases, you don't have other smaller molecules released as a result of these reactions, polymerization reactions. Okay, so a polymer is a large molecule that consists of smaller molecules called monomers that have been joined together through a process of polymerization. Okay. Sometimes the monomer is the same, but sometimes the monomers are not chemically the same, so they are different. Okay, so the meaning of that is that you have a monomer that is chemically different from another monomer, but these two different monomers can combine to form a very large polymer that has different monomers. So that is what we call a copolymer. A copolymer, that the repeating units or the recurring units are different. So we have natural and synthetic polymers. This is cotton here, and I believe you should know that that is natural polymer. And then synthetic polymer or polymers. So natural polymers are obtained from nature, and therefore they are basically produced by living organisms. So this is a rubber tree, and from the rubber tree we can get latex, and it is that latex that gives us the rubber. So rubber is a natural polymer. Starch, basically the foods that you eat, whether it is cassava, whether it is cassava, potatoes, they contain starch, and starch is a polymer. Okay, glycogen is the carbohydrate storage form in animals. Okay, so it is also a polymer. Glycogen is a polymer, and it's a natural polymer. Okay, proteins are also polymers. So the major foods are actually polymers. Then we move to silk. Silk is a protein-based polymer produced by silkworms. Okay. We also have this silk can be used in making clothes because of its tensile strength. And then wool, this one is also protein-based polymer. Okay. Basically, we are saying that proteins are polymers, and under proteins we can have wool, silk. These are proteins. They are proteinous polymers. Okay. So we move. Plants also have what you call cellulose. Okay. That is also a polymer. And I already said that proteins are basically also polymers. So synthetic polymers include nylon, polyester, and then polyethylene, the polythene bags that you actually have. The polyester already saw that can be used for clothing, nylon also for clothing, and sometimes ropes. Okay, so we repeat the same message that we passed in the first lesson, that natural polymers are biodegradable, and that means they are environmentally friendly. They do not cause environmental pollution. Whereas when we talk about synthetic polymers, they are non-biodegradable and they result into pollution. When we come to sustainability, what is the meaning of the word sustainability? Sustainability is about using resources in a way that can serve the current generation, but also the future generations. So if you use things in a non-sustainable manner, it means you are not concerned about leaving the same resources for the next generation. So if you're using, for example, if you're cutting down trees and you're not planting others, that is not sustainable. So natural materials or polymers are actually sustainable if we use them responsibly. So since the synthetic polymers cause environmental pollution, which is long term, we need to use them responsibly. And therefore, recycling them is actually one of the things that we can do. Okay, recycling, for example, the bottles can be recycled. And it is also possible that we can have biodegradable synthetics. Here we are talking about synthetic polymers, but to some extent they are biodegradable. And the example here is polylactic acid. And then we have what you call single-use plastics. Okay, if the synthetic polymer is only used once, that is a problem. It is better that you have a synthetic polymer that you can reuse. Okay, reuse. So reusing plastics or synthetic polymers is what is actually encouraged. It is better because it limits the production and the extent to which we litter them in the environment. Okay, so in terms of environmental friendliness, natural polymers are better. But also these artificial polymers or synthetic polymers or man-made polymers also have their own advantages. They are easy to manufacture and they are much stronger compared to the natural polymers. And we are also saying that the disadvantages of synthetic polymers, they are non-biodegradable, and I've explained that. But secondly, even in their production, the industrial processes emit fumes, and these fumes are toxic to humans and living organisms. So this is